Nerd Out video. Now, I hadn't done a news story in ages because I hadn't been bothered. I keep putting it off to do one. But I thought I'd do this one because it's a nice, short, easy one. And Elliot has joined me for a news feed, which he hadn't joined me since.
I ain't got a newspaper.
Oh, it's okay. It's not too official. So with this one, we're going to talk about Ben Affleck and what he thinks about the future of movies in the theatres. And as you know, unless it's Spider-Man or a big Avengers film, they don't really make money nowadays, do they? A lot of your smaller films, on if it's not superhero big, blockbuster, even then they're kind of film, to be honest. But this is what Ben Affleck has to say. So
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck says theatres will only be for Marvel and big franchise in the future. Now Elliot's going to read a little thing what Ben Affleck commented on. So if you just want to...
Wait, was that about that Last Duel thing?
Yeah.
The Last Duel's theatrical failure was the final nail in the coffin for Ben Affleck regarding where the industry is headed. The streaming success of The Last Duel clinched his feelings on the matter. He then added there'll be 40 movies a year, theoretically probably all IP sequel animated.
Theoretically, yeah. So basically, if you hadn't known, The Last Duel, which is the film, have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I watched it.
What did I ain't? So that was 100 million to make, bombed in the box office.
There was more in that movie of seeing the same thing, which I totally understand what was going on, but I just feel like it was just
you didn't
dragging
like
out a bit.
You didn't like how the toes, how he did it, which is fair.
All I kept seeing was a woman getting.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Woo!
Well, weak, but anyway. So it bombed. It really lost Universal a shit ton of money, but it did really well on streaming, for example. So I think he's trying to say is, will we not see films like that anymore? Films like that, House of Gucci, quite historical drama stuff. We're not going to really see them anymore. We're going to see them maybe on streaming, and like your Avengers, your big superhero films. Maybe like Avatars and stuff, and like a Disney one. It's the only ones we really want to see in the cinema. So what do you think?
I feel like on some movies they might just keep on streaming, and then some movies they might put, if the big hype.
Yeah.
If people talk about it a lot, they might put in cinemas. Because I do feel like a lot of people do tend to go to streaming now because they don't have enough time to go to the cinema.
And for you personally, because you're not a freak like me that goes 50 times a year. Do you find that where if it's like something like The Last Duel, would you go out to cinema to watch, or would you go a film like that? You'd go.
No, that sort of film I wouldn't. Like you'd actually go and you'd actually be indoors and watching that. I think the movies that should go out at cinemas more is ones where the kids' movies, because they'll take out the kids to go watch them. So anything what's Disney, Pixar stuff like that, anything kid related, and maybe horror movies is still a thing what people go and watch. And in action-packed movies, I feel like some movies should just stay on a streaming thing. And
do you think it's more like they just generally do better? Like Last Duel did really well on streaming. Do you think, or because when I took The Last Duel with my mum, now we went about maybe a week or so after. We just struggled with work. We just struggled to try and find a time where we can both meet up together to watch it. And when we went there, there was about 5. It was a theatre it was View with like 80 odd seats. About 7 of them were taken. Films like Token, for example, about the guy who made Lord of the Rings. They did a film about him, about his when he was in World War I and stuff.
Okay.
I was in a theatre with 140 seats. There was like 10 taken. Okay. And I've seen multiple films like that where it's hardly big screenings, and these are films that come out just a few days, and there's hardly anyone going to it at all. And it's really, really bad.
Maybe it's just like the Pacific Week when they bring them out, because when the news always put out stupid a parcel guy coming. I don't even know where we was.
So
drugs so bad for you.
No, he's just mentioning. Yeah, because it's like the only big screenings I was in is for James Bond, and James Bond is a franchise that's been going on for 50 years. Suicide Squad and Spider-Man, those were the only ones which were packed, actually jam-packed.
Yeah, so well-known movies generally do
well-known
get
movies,
packed.
well-known franchises, but the smaller ones, they just don't.
Maybe it's just when the news are posting about these stupid COVID things and it's just scaring people.
Well, people are saying that, but Spider-Man made $1.5 billion without China.
Well, that's a real big hype that people will go and watch that regardless.
And Bond made over 770 million.
So it just depends on the movie. Maybe that movie didn't get much hype when it was released.
What do you think?
When the trailer came out.
Do you think people they're not advertising it as well?
Maybe.
Because the film my mum's really looking forward to, and I am, to be fair, Death on the Nile. That was supposed to come out 1.5 years, 2 years, but it's been delayed. It's coming out February this time. 100% it's coming out February, but they're not advertising it. You know, I like all the film and social media stuff, so I see it on my Instagram, on my YouTube all the time. But for someone like you, who don't follow all that stuff, how the hell are you meant to know it's coming out?
Sometimes, well, I don't. Honestly, I don't care
That's what I mean.
If anything comes out, either I'll see it on like a streaming service because I'm not bothered about waiting for films, and I don't need to actually go and watch it straight away anymore. I don't really. So if a lot of people are thinking like me, then that's probably why. Like they'll just wait until it comes out on a streaming service and watch it. I mean, and it doesn't take long, does it? In a few months.
Well, I mean, if you didn't watch Eternals, that came out in November. It's coming out 14th of January. So
you never know. Maybe once they're released in cinema and once they go onto the streaming service where you can rent it, maybe people are just renting them now.
Well, the thing is, they've reduced the window. It used to be like 90 days. That used to be, so about 3 months it used to be the waiting window. Now they've done a deal where it's like 40, 45 days now.
Oh, that's alright then. So you may as well just wait.
So for me, I can purchase a film a lot quicker now.
And maybe a lot of people like just to sit in and watch it themselves instead of being around other people, because usually you get screaming kids.
Yeah,
and stuff when people bring kids that are like 6 and they're just screaming through the whole movie.
I remember my own.
And you want to do that meme what I keep seeing where there's what's his name? He's off that movie. Will Ferrell, he hits that baby. That's what it is.
Well, I remember I went to go watch with me and my mate Adam. We went to watch The Meg, and someone brought a baby to it, and that's where the baby crapped it. Which I can't help, but I'm thinking, why take a kid to watch The Meg?
Yeah, but why take a kid to go watch a movie? Yeah, you're entitled to do that. I don't want to be a cunt.
But The Meg's not very a nice film, and it's quite loud, and people get eaten.
It's not just that you've gone to watch a movie and you can't watch it because the kid's squealing.
Yeah, so I think that's. I mean, I want you to go. I mean, I'm going to take you to Cineworld at some point because me and Ellie's got a cinema pass, and so we get as many films as we want in a year, which is great because that saves me a lot of money. And we've seen 3 films this year already with the Cineworld pass, so I'm going to take you to it.
I watched it around.
Yeah, you watched it, but don't worry, we will pop your cherry this month or this year.
Lol.
Oh. I know, but right. So overall, let's wrap up this video. Do you agree with Ben Affleck with what he's saying about we're only going to see the big films in cinema?
Yeah, there's films that are gonna break the box office, I guess. Big movies, and then put the low ones on the streaming service. I think they're not just gonna
bomb.
You know, it's well-known movies, really.
Well, I think that's well put. So that's well put. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. I will do a news story eventually, but trying to find something worth doing. But anyway, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Take care.